Hello and welcome to the Fedora Files. I am Gregory Fedora, and with me once again is our paranormal prosecutor, Chip Stetson.
Greg, how you doing?
Great, and I'm wearing my pimp outfit for you, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, man, you're looking sharp. Digging the
Yeah,
hat, man.
thanks. It's I don't wear it very often, but when I
Oh,
do,
that's good, man. Got to
it's
break it out more often.
yeah, it's for you when I do wear it.
Well, yeah, I
There you
appreciate
go.
it.
I don't know how to. Yeah. So
Segue into
yeah.
that.
So enough of that. Now
Yeah,
we got you went to Texas and you told us about
I,
the Dr. Pepper Museum there. And then
yep,
we talked about the Air Force Museum. We segued away from Texas. And
yes.
now we're gonna segue back to
Back
Texas.
into Texas. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, one of the reasons why I enjoy going down to Texas so much is because my dad still has relatives out there, which I guess makes them my relatives. I'm
Yeah.
not sure how that works with cousins.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah. That's how families work.
yeah, but I'm not sure. Second cousins, third cousins, I've
Yeah.
never understood that.
You just
Anyways,
can't
we,
can't date them, Nate. Yeah, Chip. Yeah.
yeah, and they're probably 30, 40 years older than I am, so
Yeah.
probably
Ew.
wouldn't. So. But the other reason why we go down there is because we love food, and the barbecue in Texas is absolutely incredible. I'm wearing one of
Have
my
you ever been
favorite
to
Salt Lake.
Salt Lake barbecue? Have you?
Well, as a matter of fact, I have. It's some of the best barbecue I've had. Not the best, but some of the best. And of
Oh.
course, whenever we're down south, we got to hit Whataburger. And
Mhm.
they don't have them up here up north. It's the best taste. A lot of people say In-N-Out Burger is better.
Mhm.
No, Whataburger is the way to go. So if you're ever down south, you got to have a Whataburger. It's absolutely
All right.
incredible. The other thing that we always do when we're down there is visit my dad's hometown of San Antonio. And everybody knows San Antonio has the Alamo. And the
Yes.
Alamo is one of the most haunted places in Texas because of everything that's happened there.
Mhm.
Now, the stories from the Alamo don't just take place in the modern era. Back in 1836, the Alamo was overrun by thousands of Mexicans. Everybody that was in there was captured and killed that hadn't
Mhm.
already been killed. So this is not something that you really learn a whole lot about. Santa Anna, he ordered his troop commander to send out some troops and burn the Alamos Cathedral, down
Mhm.
to the ground. So he sent out a bunch of troops. They came back a few days later, stricken white, terrified, shaking. And he goes, "Well, did you burn down the cathedral?" He said, "No, we couldn't." He was like, "Why not?" He goes, "There were six figures standing by the doors of the Alamo holding flaming swords. They wouldn't let us through, and they came at us when we tried to burn it down." This was only 10 days after the defeat of it. Santa Anna didn't want the Alamo to become like a symbol for the new American government, or
Mhm.
Texas at the time, that wanted to become an independent nation. So, trying to follow Santa Anna's orders, the troop commander, he grabbed some people and went there himself. So as he was trying to burn down the place, he said there weren't six figures with flaming swords, but there was one standing on top of the roof, holding two balls of fire that were like connected to chains, threatening, everybody that was there to protect the
Mhm.
Alamo. Now they don't know if these were fighters from the Alamo that were, Texans. They could have been
Mhm.
Franciscan monks that were there to protect the Alamo, because I mean it'd been around a lot longer than our
Yeah.
people had. So Americans or Texans, when I say our people. So this, like I said, went back to 1836. This is something that goes back, shoot, almost 200 years now, and
Yeah.
it's been a wealth of paranormal activity ever since, because of everything that took place there. The deaths, not just from the Texans, but on the Mexican side, you can see people walking around both day and night, looking like they're wearing period piece, costumes, and then they just disappear. You can hear gunfire,
Mhm.
you can hear cannon shots, you can hear people talking both American, Spanish, and just shadows. Um, if you ever go to the Alamo, the actual Alamo was this large fort, and the front of the Alamo Cathedral, which is what
But
everybody knows,
everybody, yeah.
is actually on the inside of the fort. Now, the way they have it now, they're working on renovating the whole place, and they want to kind of do a recreation of what the fort looked like. But when you go to San Antonio, you go through the entrance of the cathedral. And that takes you into a large area where they build a garden,
Hmm.
and they have like barracks and different rooms and things like that. If you watch the new National Treasure TV show on Disney Plus,
Hmm.
they actually take a trip down to the Alamo, so you can
Oh.
see a little bit there. Anyways, with all the gardens, the trees, the blooming, everything like that, you also get a lot of tricks of light that they play on your eyes. You'll think you see something that's not there, but during the nighttime, when the place is dark, you can see movement. You can see people. You can see soldiers walking all around the area, both in the streets and inside the Alamo. It's absolutely incredible. I mean, I've never seen these, but I have talked to a number of people that have eyewitness accounts that have shown me photographs that they've taken, and it's really hard to
Yeah.
say that they're not real, because I mean they look absolutely incredible and authentic. And the ones of the people dressed in soldiers outfits from the Mexican side, absolutely stunning. And I mean they look like a real person, but just a little bit out of focus. I mean these photographs are amazing. So,
Hmm.
I mean, if you ever have a chance to visit San Antonio, there's a number of different places that you can go in the town. They do a ghost tour as well, but the main focus for paranormal people is the Alamo, and I mean,
Hmm.
you won't be disappointed if you go there.
Hmm. So, I was curious. Do you know? Like, I know that they saw the flame guys with the flaming weapons.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm just wondering if anyone had ever seen them, or was that just those because they were coming to destroy it, or?
That was the only recorded thing with the two groups. I mean, the first one
Hmm.
had the six soldiers. Second one was just the one person, but
Yeah,
they're both. The fact that they were both groups were wielding, a weapon,
flaming weapon.
that was
Yeah,
covered in fire. I mean, that's just not something that you hear very often,
yeah,
let alone 200 years ago. I mean,
yeah,
that's some incredible, storytelling. And for two different groups to come up with the same thing, even though they were
yeah,
slightly different, it kind of
yeah,
lends a little credence to their stories
hmm,
that it actually happened, in my
yeah.
opinion.
Well, so
I mean,
you
I
got,
don't know what the reason would be for them not to want to burn it down to come up with these stories,
yeah.
because I mean,
I
Santa
mean,
Ana wasn't exactly a nice guy, so you didn't want to go against him. You know.
yeah, like that you're looking at, and he'd probably kill you or
Yeah,
have you
of course.
killed. He wouldn't kill you; he'd have you killed.
I think his wooden legs on display up in Illinois someplace.
Oh, really?
It got stolen.
Nice,
Yeah, it got stolen after one of the battles, and they took it as a souvenir. It
nice.
was his second defeat. The first defeat at the hands of Sam Houston was at San Jacinto, just
Hmm.
outside of Houston.
Yeah.
And if you go there, they have a huge monument. It's like a giant obelisk, like the Washington Monument in D.C., but there's
Hmm.
a Star of Texas at the top, and it's actually taller than the one in D.C. because
Oh, wow.
everything's bigger in Texas.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, and they had to. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
they had to one up it. So,
exactly.
yeah. So
But
that's
yeah, no,
awesome.
there's a lot of really neat places to visit, a lot of history. But if you're into the paranormal, there's a lot of good spots all over Texas that you can hit. But
Hmm.
Alamo, it's got to be in the top three that you need to visit if you're in Texas.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, yeah. I'd love to visit there, like, and check it out and see it, and you know, maybe, maybe. I don't know that I'd want to go at night, but I do want to check it out.
Well, like I said,
Yeah.
the indoor it's not as big as it looks. The
Hmm.
gardens are probably where you get the most activity, and it's open. It's not covered or
Yeah.
anything like that. So I mean, it gives you more of a sense of just not being trapped, even though
Yeah.
you're surrounded by walls. But
Yeah.
it's an amazing spot.
That's very cool. Very cool. When do you plan to go back?
Well, actually, I was talking with my dad, and he was like, "Well, what do you want to do this summer?" Because we try and take at least two vacations a year, just to go and do
Hmm.
something. This year, we're going to start north and hit
Hmm.
Deadwood.
Oh, nice.
Well, I've been there, but we didn't spend a lot of time there, and I want to go to the bar where what was it, Buffalo Buffalo
Wild
Bill,
Bill Hickok.
Wild Bill Hickok. That's what it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
Wild Bill got shot, and
Yeah.
it the layout and the design of it is just really unique and interesting.
Mhm.
In fact, one of my dad's friends, he's engaged to be married, and her grandfather used to be um, the doctor for Deadwood,
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, he treated everybody there. All the was it trying to remember the lady's name.
Calamity Jane?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he treated her. He treated everybody that was up there. Thank you.
Oh, that's her.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, dude,
After we do Deadwood, we're going to swing down south. We're going to visit with my sister and her family because they live in Santa Fe, and it's not too far from where the whole Manhattan Project took place,
yeah.
Los Alamos. And we're going to continue on to Arizona and hit Tombstone. So
Oh, very cool. So,
it's one of my bucket lists
yeah, you're gonna do the
destinations.
Wild West tour.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're
Nice.
going to do. I don't know. Maybe we'll hit Roswell while we're down there too, because it's about 3.5, 4 hour drive from my sister's house. So I don't
Oh,
know. Maybe
really?
we'll, yeah, have
Go
to
there
go
and
out
get
there.
a picture there, and then,
And I wouldn't mind doing the White Sands location where they did the atomic drop test.
oh, yeah.
They open it up twice a year to visitors. You can't stay out there very long because it's still very radioactive. But they
Yeah.
said where it detonated, all the sand turned into glass, and it's just this huge
Hmm.
area. So I think it would be kind of neat to visit that at some
Oh,
point.
yeah. Check it out. That'd be sweet. I'll
Yeah.
let you do that. I'll let you go there,
Oh,
and
thanks.
and let me know how it
But
is. You
yeah,
come
no,
back with a third arm. It was
yeah,
great.
you've got a great glow about yourself
Yeah,
ever
yeah,
since you came back. Yeah.
yeah. You just, you could turn the light off in that room, and we'd still see you, and it'd be
Yeah,
amazing.
no, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah,
No, I think it would be fun. I don't know if I'd really do it because I mean, the older you get, you got to pay attention to your health, and I don't know
yeah,
how great that is. I mean, I already went through. Oh, I didn't do radiation, but I did chemo. That's completely
yeah,
different. I don't need to do that again. So,
yeah,
but
you,
no, Tombstone. I know it's kind of a touristy place now. Don't care.
yeah.
The
It's
history
silly.
behind it. I want to be there. I want to see it.
Yeah,
I want to picture everything that happened. So,
but yeah,
but
definitely. It'd be,
Deadwood would be really cool,
yeah,
and Tombstone. So,
yeah. So you got to hit both. Then you got to hit some of the ghosty stuff there, and then let us know what you
oh,
find.
absolutely, absolutely. I'll be
Yeah,
taking pictures and going on tours and just staying up all night trying to see what I can find.
nice, very cool, man. I'm excited to hear what you do and where you
Yeah,
go.
me too. I'm excited to see what we're able to.
Yeah, but yeah, but thanks for coming by again, and because
Always a pleasure.
it's
Always enjoy
always
doing
fun.
this.
It's always fun having you because the stories are fun and they're interesting, and I dig them. But
I do too. I do too.
yeah,
This is something. I mean, ever since we were kids, just weird stuff like this has always fascinated me. And now that more people are, accepting of it and embracing it and wanting to find out stuff for themselves, I think it's kind of an interesting time if you're interested in ghosts
oh
and the
yeah,
paranormal stuff like that. There's just so much more available to you. Like even in St. Augustine, when you were living down there, they had ghost
yeah,
tours and the lighthouse, or just horse-drawn carriages where they tell you stories. Just a lot of
yeah.
interesting. It was just really neat stuff, and it's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, they're always entertaining, and
Oh yeah,
yeah, and uh, and more seem to be happening. More and more ghosts, and it's like the end times. Cats with dogs, and
living
uh,
together.
they're in harmony, and
Bill Murray.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I remembered the whole quote, but yeah, but
I love that movie.
yeah, but but yeah, so that's cool. But yeah, so thanks for telling me. I love the Alamo. I always try and remember it, and sometimes I forget about it. And
Yeah.
that's bad joke. But
Well, you
but
always remember the Alamo
yeah,
and the
exactly.
basement.
Yeah.
Don't forget there's a basement.
Oh yeah. I,
Well,
yeah.
Pee Wee.
Yeah, according, yeah, and is that where his bike was hidden? And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's yeah. See, I remember it.
Sorry, I just dated ourselves right here.
Yeah,
I'm like Pee Wee.
yeah.
What?
Pee Wee. Wonder if that's going to show up in the National Treasure show. Like we have to
Oh
get in the
yeah,
basement, and there's
that's what
his
was on
bike.
page 47.
Yeah, Pee Wee Herman's bike. That would be amazing.
That
Ah,
would be great. Oh,
yeah,
Paul Rubens. I love that
yeah,
guy.
yeah. He's
He
hilarious.
did.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks again for coming by. And those of
Hey,
you,
thanks for having me. This
yeah,
was fun.
always. Yeah. And you'll be back. You'll be back.
Yes, I
Yeah.
definitely will. I'll be back until you or people stop asking me.
Yeah. There you go. And for those of you who came by, found us, or listening to us, watch us, however, whatever, thank you for stopping by. And remember to, as always, stay safe and keep searching.
The Fedora Files. Check out fedoracrt.com today.